Welcome to Canati Sports. Welcome to the adventure today. We are going to put in a keypad lock to a Canon Shield Series safe. If you don't feel comfortable doing anything that you see today, I highly recommend you hire a locksmith. We do have a little helper here. He probably will do most of the work. Again, use your PPE if you do this yourself. And if you're not comfortable, for sure call a locksmith and have them do it. But this is an NL Lock Series keypad. We'll go in, we will take the door off. Make sure you take everything off the inside of your safe door. You wouldn't want to drop a gun. That's dangerous, and you surely wouldn't want to damage anything. But we'll take the inner door out. We'll go over the lock, the measurements, your gaps. We're going to drill and tap the new holes for it. We'll test everything, and then we'll show you how to take the old keypad off, put the new keypad on. Again, then we'll go through a whole other series of testing the door before you close it for sure. We'll have the factory code. Of course, use your instructions and put your code in when you're done with all that. Or before, it really doesn't matter, but just make sure you check it before you close and lock all your stuff up. All right, here we are. Don't forget to take your valuables off the door. You wouldn't want to damage anything for sure. Get this out and slide it up. Move it to a safe place. And you got your lock. The wire from the back of your keypad. So we're going to take this lock out. Unplug, take this lock out, and reinstall the new one with the modifications that we talked about to make the new lock work. This is about a 10-year-old NL lock that Canon uses that they don't make anymore, like we talked about, and we're going to swap it out for a new one and show you how we do it. To hold this up, get you a clamp. That'll get you ready to go. We'll start by unplugging. Just get that wire out of the way. We're going to unscrew this right here. Should just be a number 2 Phillips. It's got two. This one has 2 screws and then a pin location for the top. And that's it right there. We'll get this one out and get to work on the new one. Here's the new lock. The manufacturer from ours requires a 1/16 of an inch gap, so you would need to find you something to measure what the 1/16 inch gap or whatever your instructions incurs on yours to make sure you do that. So we'll line our lock up with the level and our gap. That looks good right there. Pin punch. Get you some help. There you go. Alright, put a little cutting oil on. One. We cut out a little pilot drill. We cut out a little pilot hole before we put in the proper drill size for the tap that we need. There we go. Got our tap. A little bit more oil. Got one of the new screws. See how it screws in. Looks good to me. Alright, we got our other two areas already punched out with a transfer punch. We're going to do the same process on the next two as we did on the first one. Grab that other little, there's a T right, that red T right there. We're going to do this on, I thought about that. A little bit of cutting oil. That's our pilot hole. Now we're going to drill out for the tap size. Okay. Clean up our area. So we've lined it all up, tested it to see if everything lines up, and it did. So we're going to back it back off. take our shim off and then reinstall the lock and go from there. Everything lined up well. Level it out at the top. So we'll take the shim off, reinstall it, take the clamp off at that point, and check everything. Alright, here we go. We have taken the shim off. The lock's in the lock position. We have chosen to add a little Loctite. That's at your discretion if you want to do that. And we're going to put it on and get everything lined up. Leave that a little bit loose. Same thing on the next two. Loctite on the end. If you decide to do that, we've decided that we're going to put a little Loctite on there to help the threads, keep the lock in place. They will get to a point where you feel them bottom out. About right there. Just maybe a little snug past that. Alright, here we are with the keypad. There's two screws back behind it that it just pushes down on. You should be able to just pop it up and it come right out. Make sure that wire comes out real easy. If it gets hung on something, go back to the other side and double check. And that's the old keypad. It's got the two big holes, and then it just snaps down on these two screws right here. You might have a different setup on the way your new keypad snaps on. If so, just obviously go by your instructions on how to install your new keypad. Our keypad, luckily, has got the same setup, so we'll be able to just snap this one right on the existing screws of the Canon Shield series. Slide your wire through. Make sure you don't get it bound up. You definitely don't want to cut that wire. So work that wire through. Make sure it's not pinched back behind anything. And then it should snap right on there. Like that. And it goes down. Alright, we got the keypad on. The lock installed. We're going to plug it up. Right there. Make sure this wire is not anywhere that it can get caught in anything. Take our clamp off. Lock. We can come around and do a test. Do another test. Make sure you test when the door is open several times before you close your safe. Make sure everything is fully operational. One more time. Put the door back in. Slide it up at the top, push the bottom, it drops right in. Alright, here we are, moment of truth. Got the keypad on, got the factory setting for the combination. Obviously you'd want to change that to your combination based off your instructions after you get it on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go.